So while you're on your back with your feet hip-width apart, take your arms out to the sides and have your arms lower than shoulder level, palms open to the ceiling. Inhale where you can just kind of use your inner witness to watch your belly and chest rise. Open your mouth really wide and send that air through and feel how it pulls the belly down. Now, if you pull the belly down anyway, you're going to really get the exhales out to the very last drop. Sometimes if I feel like I'm struggling to get air, what I'll do is I'll snuff out the breath at the end, kind of like if I was blowing out a candle. So it's more like inhale, belly rise, empty out, and sometimes I'll just do a and it really, it levels it all, and next thing you know, my inhale has so much more space and freedom, but also so much more ease when it comes in. And then I exhale it all. When you take that snuffing sound, you pull the belly down. Pull the belly in. In breath. Allow your legs to drop over to the right. Both shoulders stay on the ground. Your chin goes to the left. Feet are hip width apart, maybe even wider, especially for your low back and pelvis just getting started. In breath, legs come back up. Exhale all, send the legs left. Both shoulders on the ground. Arms lower than shoulder level. And your legs go left, but your torso, your chin goes right. Breathe out right where you are. In breath, back up. Exhale, right leg crossing over. Just like if you had your legs in eagle. So the upper leg comes entirely over your bottom leg. And then you're going to drop your legs left. Torso and chin stay right. Both shoulders stay on the floor. In breath, coming back up. Out breath, legs the other way. No, keep the same crossing. So keep the legs as you had them, but just take them toward the right. That's it. And you're not taking this too far too soon. You're just setting up for just working with where you're at right here, right now. In breath, legs come up. And cross your right leg over your left thigh. So that your right foot is on your left thigh. And you're pressing that right knee and thigh toward the front wall, toward the bathroom wall. Exhale when you gently press the upper leg away from you with your palm. So put your bottom foot down on the floor, Jim. Keep that one crossed as you just had it. Yep, trust yourself. And then press it away. Exhaling to press away. Inhale to let up on the leg a bit. Exhale, gently press it away from the hip crease. Bring that leg to the floor, foot to the floor. And then take your left leg on top of your right. Send your legs as you breathe out to the right. Arms out to the sides, palms up. Go to your spine and let your inhale be directed there. Let your exhale soften that same space. That's what we come to yoga for. We come to yoga and we breathe easy into where we're stiff or tight or contracted. And we let the exhale soften us in that very same spot that didn't want to budge. And we'll use the rest of the poses, the rest of the breathing from here on out to the end of class to go in just a little more. But notice there's a timing and there's a process. Legs come back up. Keep the legs as you have them and just drop them left. Torso, chin, to the right. In breath. Open your mouth and let all the sound of the exhalation come through, carry itself out, and it relieves the spine. In breath, come on back up. Cross that top leg right over your right thigh, so left ankle at the right thigh, just like you just had it on the other leg before. And you're taking your hand and you're pressing that left leg away from you gently. You want to keep that the toes pulled back on the upper foot. So the toes pulled toward your shin, and the ball and heel press to like they're pressing toward the right wall. Inhale, let up on the leg a bit. Exhale, press it away. In breath. Exhale, gently press away. Uncross the leg. Bring the foot to the floor. Draw the legs toward the chest. And take the block. Take a block in your hand. And bring it right there and squeeze it between your thighs at the top. And legs are going straight up in the air. And it's still too early for straight. So just keep a bend in the knees. But you get the gist. Take your hands behind your head. Your elbows are out to the side walls. Exhale everything you have right now. Start squeezing that block so you activate the legs, which will help you activate the core organically. Keep squeezing it. Lift your head and shoulders up off the floor. Breathe out. Inhale, come back toward the floor. Exhale, breathe out, come up. Inhale, go back. Exhale, hug in. And hug the block more with the legs. And just keep doing this. But do this with a quality of you're awake. And you can't be in this core work this early on and not start to really, okay, I'm awake. The more quality of attention you bring to the core. Now please do this. Bring yourself back to the floor. Keep your legs up in the air. And bring your palms to your core. Bring your palms to your core. Bring your palms flat to your stomach. And mentally make a connection of where your hands are at your stomach. Mentally making a connection. I was reading something the other day that I thought, that's great, that's genius. Christy Brinkley was saying when she exercises, she touches the muscle that she's working. So she makes a mental mind-body, like a genuine mind-body connection. And if you're going to do core work, make a mind-body connection to that. Because it's too much like work if we don't. Go towards your core with your focus. And you'll recognize the quality of your movement might really be plugged in. Now take your hands behind your head. And as you exhale, pull up. Bring your focus to your core. Inhale, lower. Exhale, crunch up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, pull up. But don't pull on your neck. Use your core muscles to pull you up. Keep the knees bent so your low back is a little more forgiving to be doing this at 9 o'clock. Pull up. Exhale when you come up. Squeeze in. Exhale, squeeze in. Squeeze that block. As soon as you squeeze that block, it'll fire you right into your core. Pull up one more time. And release. Release the block. Hug your knees to your chest. I'm just curious, did you guys notice if you felt a stronger connection to your core? Maybe. You're thinking of Christy Brinkley, right? You're thinking of that Sports Illustrated cover. You were thinking what, Jim? Come on to your hands and knees, however you get there. Well, notice I only did a few. It was to wake up your core, not to stir up your Wheaties. Drop your belly, long breath in. Exhale out. Nose to navel, navel toward nose, tailbone toward feet. Drop your belly, inhale. Exhale, round. Press your palms through the floor. Your arms are connected to that. Push down to feel the pressing up in the upper back. And then drop your belly. Let everything soften. Let your spine soften when you drop your belly down. Good. Inhale. And round on the out breath. Listen to the inhale. Soften your belly toward the floor and how it drops your spine toward the heart. And then pressing the spine to the ceiling and the tailbone toward the heels, your heels. In breath, look up. Out breath, round. Inhale your right arm up off the floor and your left leg straight back. Left leg in line with the hip. So right arm out in front of you. Palm facing the left wall. So turn your left palm. Yep. Now hug your shoulder head into its socket. And take your left leg straight back behind you. You want to keep your left hip rolled down. And you want to really pull in the core. Pull in the core. Take this hand just a tiny bit back. So the left leg is straight back. Yeah. And the right arm is out. Hug your core in. Hug your core in. If it's possible, bend the upper knee on the back leg. Reach around with your right hand and catch hold of your left ankle, your left foot. Yeah. Hug in your core. Lift your gaze up. Press your chest upward. Kick the upper leg a little back. Just a little bit into your hand. Hug in your core. That's it, Sam. That's it. Release. Leg and arm straight out away from one another. Release to the floor. Left arm. Extend it out. Right leg. Stretch it back. Your toes point toward the floor. You're pressing through the heel and the ball of the foot. You make sure that right hip isn't rolled up. You want to rotate that hip down. That'll help align you. If the hip is rolled open, that's going to throw off the balance, okay? Hug in your core. Keep lengthening fingertips. Push straight back through that heel. And then go ahead, bend that right knee. Catch hold of the right foot with your left hand. Use your core and your bottom arm, but don't make your arm do all the work. Hug your core in. That's it. Press your chest forward. Kick your upper leg back. Breathe. Get your breathing powerful. Kick back. Release as you exhale. Down dog. Right away, widen your feet out, bigger than usual, more than usual. Let your hips go side to side. Knees are bent. Tailbone lifting gently toward the ceiling. And then walk, feet to your hands. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, empty out. All the way to stand, you go. Ground the feet, fingertips lengthen. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Move your shoulders down. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the floor. Exhale your way to down dog. Right leg up in the air. And while the right leg lifts, press your left heel a little more south toward the ground. Upper leg goes a little higher. Bend the upper knee, roll open. The hip, the leg, it rolls open. You could look underneath your right armpit. Breathe out as you roll open a little bit. Roll the hip down. Foot finds the floor. Left leg high. Bend the upper knee, flex the foot, and just think, rolling open on the out breath. Out breath leading it. Roll the hip down, foot to the floor. Down facing. Walk, feet to your hands. Flat back, chest is lifted. That's it. Forward fold. Head lets go. Let your exhale soften your spine a little more toward the floor. It'll happen. It's nothing you do. You do exhale. And you think of breathing in, breathing out like wax on, wax off. Rise all the way up to stand. Reach high. Bend your elbows and just take a soft back bend. A very subtle back bend. Fold forward. In breath, halfway. To plank position. Strong in your feet. Strong in your feet by pressing your heels back. Thighs and inseams of the legs squeeze toward each other. Hug in the core and tilt your tailbone stamp toward your heels. And then rock forward and listen to your own exhale leading you to low push-up. Listen how the breath leads you into up dog or half a cobra. Listen to the exhalation pull you back, down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Clear. Feet to hands. Belly in. Flat back. Lengthen your spine away from your hips. Fold forward. Rise up. Palms pull to the heart. Fold forward. All the air going out. Knees are bending. Head dropping. Palms to the shin bones. Press into the legs. Halfway up. Inhale. Move to plank position as you exhale. In high push-up. Make sure the shoulders are over the wrist. Pull the chest a little ahead of the shoulders. Exhale. Lower down. Upward dog where the tops of the feet root into the floor. Down facing dog where the head drops. The chest presses toward the thighs, but your hips and thighs are being pulled back. In. Long and slow out breath. In. Pause the breath. Exhale. One more. In. At the top of the inhale, hold the breath. Exhale it all. At the bottom, hold it slightly. Walk, feet to your hands. Halfway up. Forward fold. Draw breath in, rise up. Send it all through, fold. Halfway in breath. To plank position. Exhale, lower. Core pulled up away from the floor. Upward dog. Very subtle back bending in the upper back and shoulders. Down facing. Breath in. And out. Breath in. And out. Lay down that, yeah. In breath. Out. Feet to your hands. Find a flat back. Lengthen into a forward fold. Rise up. Bring your focus to your feet. Shift some weight into the heels. Bend the knees and drop your hips down. Just a little, and bring your focus to your tailbone and lengthen it towards your feet. And stretch your arms up over your head. And then take cactus arms where the elbows bend. They're a little below shoulder level, your arms. And your back of your hands and arms and shoulders are pressing toward the parking lot. Chest comes a little forward. Hands to the heart, forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Plank position, exhale, right to it. Breathe in and high. Rock forward, lower, empty the breath. Root the palms and the arms. Let the chest elevate from there, up dog. Straight back into down dog. Right foot's going to step forward. Back heel presses down. Bring yourself to warrior one, palms to your heart. Front knee, check it out, your knee. Press it open. Outside edge of your back foot. Press it so the inner ankle gets a little bit of a lift without coming off the floor. Just take some of the compression. And then feel your right hip and right shoulder just steer gently a little more back. Movement. Feel how your left hip and shoulder steer a little more to the front of the room. Bend that front knee. And I'm going to just, there. That way, if you go back with your spine more, like if you were to bend back like that, too much. You're working these muscles in the middle back too much. Think of as if you were just standing upright, like this, only you're here with a lunge. All the pose comes from the feet. Make contact with your feet so that it takes pressure off your back. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Take your shoulders right up to your ears and hold them there and squeeze like crazy. And then that's just too much. Drop them. Whew. Press them back just slightly, just slightly. Press your palms straight up to the ceiling. Hands come apart at the top, shoulder width. Hands come to the floor. Core pulls right in. Plug in the core. Low plank. Come right through with the breath out. Up facing dog. Down facing. Left foot, warrior one. When you come up, root down through your back foot and then bring your palms to your heart when you come. Now land your gaze on one spot in front of you and listen to your breathing. Your eyes allow you to focus on one thing only, which starts to settle the mind, but so also does the breathing. You could be in this pose and be thinking about a billion other things, and then you'll recognize, oh, where am I? But if you're in tune to breathing, you are so conscious to the moment in action. Bring your palms straight up over your head. Lift your eyes to see your thumb tips. Maybe your thumbnails. Bend your left knee a little more forward. Press it a little more open. And recognize you still got to be rooted in the back leg via the foot. Exhale. Release your hands right over your head, shoulder width apart. Palms come right to the floor. Led by breathing in high plank. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, upward. Breathe it out, downward. Bend your knees, walk it out a bit. Slowly. Keep allowing your breathing to keep bringing your focus internal. Instead of swimming away, swim towards the sound. Walk, feet to your hands. Flat back. Forward fold. Spine lengthens toward the floor just a little more. Bend your knees, drop your hips, arms go straight up. Press your heart right into your thighs, empty. Halfway up, inhale. Shoulders back. And then high plank. Your shoulders are back when you step back. Your feet press back. Rock forward, lower. Up facing. Pull back on the exhalation, drawing you back. Right foot steps forward. Turn your back foot down. Rise up. Exhale back down. Plank. Low plank. Upward. Downward. Big step, warrior one, without any thought about alignment. Just take action on moving. And then as you press your back foot down, reach up. Hands come right to the floor again. High plank. Low plank. Upward. Pull back, downward. Head, let's go. Let your head shake gently side to side. Good. Exhale everything as you pull the belly in. Press your heart towards your thighs. Walk or spring forward to the front edge of your mat. Flat back, in breath. Interlace your hands at your low back and as you clasp, and then fold forward as you breathe out. In breath, right where you are, and then fold forward a little more. Yep. Bend your knees, arms go sweeping right up. Fingertips get a little bit longer out of the knuckles. Chair pose. Arms come up, reach. Exhale, fold. Flat back. Plank position. Come forward with the chest. Elbows go back toward the parking lot, but hug toward the body. Upward dog, press forward with the chest and the hips a little bit. Shoulders press back. Downward facing. Right foot stepping forward. Root down through your back foot. In breath all the way up. Out breath, warrior two. Land your gaze on your right middle finger. Left arm, wrap it around your back, and then kind of start shimmying it up between your shoulder blades. And then flip your right arm so your palm faces you. Reverse your warrior. Bend your right elbow behind you. And if possible, just grab two ends of your shirt behind you. Inhale. Exhale, bend a little back. Warrior two again. And then reverse, back arm. This time just gently rest on the back leg, reaching up. Now extended side angle to the front thigh. Upper arm comes over your head. Palm facing down. Exhale, wrap the upper arm around your back. Feel your back hip roll open toward the parking lot a little more while the tailbone drops down toward the floor. Feel your back of your heart lifting away from, and your upper lung and shoulder roll open on the out breath. Now, if possible, bring your right hand to your right shin on the inside. Press the knee open with the arm. Press the right hip in toward the middle of your mat. That's it, Sam. Press that right knee forward and open a little more. Press it forward and press it toward the baby toe side of your foot. Yes. Breathe. Warrior two. Reverse. Cartwheel down to the floor. Have the shoulders over the wrists. Low plank. Breathe out. Up facing. Down facing. Warrior one, left foot. As you come up, have your gaze on one place. Good. Take your back arm around your back. So left arm around, yeah. Right arm behind your back. Left arm, bend it. Catch hold. Stretch all the way up. Bend a little back. Press your left knee forward. Press it open. Make sure you're solid in your front foot. Warrior two. Take and reverse your warrior. Bend your elbow. Take your right arm behind you. Kind of shimmy it up in between your shoulder blades. Catch hold. Bend back as you exhale. Warrior two. Left knee, press it forward. Back arm, wrap it around your back. Just take your left arm up in the air. As you exhale, extended side angle. The front arm comes to the front leg. You're going to take your upper arm either up in the air or with a bend in the elbow. And then you're going to take your upper arm, if possible, stretch it over your head toward the front of the room. Think about your upper hip rolling back. And your tailbone softening down. Nice. Take your attention to your upper arm and wrap it around your back in a way that's comfortable, not in a way that's pinched for that left or right shoulder. And now I want you to just bring your focus to your upper lung and upper shoulder and listen how your exhalation peels it open just to get a little bit more room. If you get a little bit more room in the upper chest, you'll breathe easier the whole day. Breathe right where you are. Now, can you take your left hand and slide it down your left leg on the inside? Press that knee open. Pull that left hip in and just breathe. Sound of the breathing in lengthens the spine. And the out breath, suppleness is given back. Release. Hands through the, oh no, can't do release. Warrior two. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Cartwheel down. Now you get to release. High plank. Low plank. Up facing. Down facing. Big breath in. Long breath out. Hug in the core, your core. Pick your heels up, feet to your hands. Flat back. Folding forward. Bend your knees, sink your hips, arms go up. Fold forward, breathe out. Halfway up. Hug in your core, step to plank. Rock forward on the balls of the feet, lower. Upward, down facing. Right leg up in the air. Bend the upper knee, roll it open. Lunge it forward. So roll the right hip down. Sweep that right foot forward outside your right wrist. You're going to keep your back heel lifted. You're going to come up. So the right foot comes right here, flat. You're going to press through the heel. So you're going to come up on that foot and flatten it. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. So right here, guys, right here, this is what you're going to do. You're going to reach around, get that block. Get 2 of them. I'll wait. Have the 2 blocks stacked inside your front foot on top of one another. Stay breathing, so you stay in the flow of being tuned into my instruction. Now you're just going to press your back heel toward the floor a bit while your back thigh presses up toward the ceiling. You're going to take your left fingers on the blocks. You're going to open your chest to the right. Right arm can reach straight up. And then take your right arm lower than shoulder level. Press your bottom lung to the right wall. Keep breathing out to roll the torso open. And take your back arm around your back. Press your back thigh to the ceiling again, though. Press it to the ceiling. Press it up, Jim. Back leg, press it up. That's it. Press your front foot down, guys. Push through your back heel and lengthen your spine away from your back heel a bit and roll open. So I'm always looking to stretch you out before you take any kind of twist. Not healthy to twist a rounded back. We want to iron that out and then open it up. Take your upper hand to your blocks. On the inside of that foot, press your front knee open with your right elbow. Left arm, chest opening to the left wall. Now you can flatten your back foot. Yeah. Now take your upper arm and stretch it toward the front of the room. Long breath in, you get longer. And as you exhale, take it and wrap it around your back. Comfortably. Pressing your back, your bottom arm and your bottom shoulder toward the right wall. That's it. Bend that front knee a little more. Yep. Push down through the floor with the foot. And just breathe. Slow your breathing down. Release. For real. Hands to the floor. Down dog. Hips swing right. They swing left. East to west. Take your left leg really high in the air. Lengthen it on the inhale. And as you exhale, you're pulling, you're bending that knee, rolling open first. And then you're going to get that action. And when you're like, okay, I've done that, roll the left hip down, sweep that left foot forward, just near your left wrist. Have the blocks near. It's exactly what you did on the right side. I'll walk you through it again. Good. Now, bring your right hand to your back leg at the top and just make that connection. Squeeze this back leg. Mind acknowledging that back leg's going to now squeeze. Good. And then you're going to take your right fingers to the block. You're going to turn your torso to the left wall. Left arm is up in the air. You're just going to ring out. And as you do this, can you pull this left hip back a bit? Can you feel the back thigh press toward the ceiling a bit? So the hips have some lightness. Press through the back heel. This is excellent. And let your muscle of your back leg squeeze the bone. Breathe. Take the upper arm, wrap it around your back gently. Use your inhalation to feel how it lengthens your spine toward the front of the room. And the out breath opens you up. Take the upper arm and bring it now to the inside. And take your back foot, turn it flat. Lengthen your tailbone toward that back heel. That's it. And press that knee open. Press your knee a little bit more forward, just a bit. And press it a little more open. Take the upper arm, stretch it over your head, palm down toward the front of the room. Take your exhalation with the arm to wrap it around your back. Now keep pressing that left knee open. That left hip pulls in, and you roll open on the breath out. The bottom shoulder, bottom arm, press it toward the wall behind it. Pull that bottom shoulder down from your ear. Nice. Breathe. Slow your breathing down. Roll open, if possible, just a little more. And release for real. Hands to the floor. Good work. Down facing, long breath out. Walk feet to your hands. Feet are hip width apart. Grab the big toes with the peace fingers. Bend your knees, send your hips back. Your spine pulls to the front of the room, but your shoulders are not going to the front. They're going toward the hips. So think shoulder to hip point. Fold forward. Inhale, pull your chest up off your thighs again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pull the chest forward a little more. Exhale, melt it into your thighs. Shoulders, move them from the earlobes. Ah. Yeah, it was a big jump off, Sam. It's like high dive. Yeah, you want to take your shoulders out of high dive. And you want to take your breathing off the ledge too. So slow down the exhalations. Notice this. If your breathing is slower and longer, your mind is absolutely better able to focus in a calm way to what the heck is happening. Release your toes. Bring your hands to your hips. Come to stand. Tailbone dropping. Bend your elbows behind you. Palms are on your low back and hips. Fingers down. And you can have your hands shoulder width apart, but then hug your shoulder blades toward each other. Hug your elbows toward each other. And keep squeezing your arms behind you toward one another. Shoulder blades pressing into mid-spine. Tailbone keeps shifting toward the floor. Front edge of your pelvis starts tilting up towards your rib cage. And keep squeezing. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing like crazy. And release. Good work. How's that feel? Good to let go? Okay. Eagle. Sweep up. Right arm's coming right under. You can take opposite hand to opposite shoulder. You can have the arms in front of your face. And if you have the arms in front of your face, look to see your own arms. Look to see maybe be a little bit of that opening between the arms. We're going to adjust you a bit. We're going to bring your spine right up. Yeah. You're gently peeling this left hip a little more back. The right hip steers a little more forward. Hug in your core. When you hugged in your core, did you feel that shift your spine? Good. Drop your hips a little more. Breathe out. Release the arms. Big inhale. Reach up. Left arm's coming under. Either wrapping around the shoulders. Now really bring your focus into your legs. Bring your focus to your legs. Feel them pull together as if the block is between your thighs. Squeeze an imaginary block. Bring your core right up to hug your spine. That's it. That's it. Really good to see you shift that for yourself. Keep lengthening this. That's it. Your neck is part of that. That's it. Good. Sink down. Long breath out. Release the arms, wide open with the breath. Arms reach right into it. Right arm, right leg. Squeeze those legs. Pull that core back. Feel your chest, your spine, the back of your heart getting lifted. Exhale, release. Left arm right into it. Eyes, eye level. Bring your focus back to breathing. Bring your mind to your spine. Can the spine move forward? Can the shoulders move back? We come to yoga and we practice finding alignment. And notice when we find alignment, and if it's been a while since we've connected to it, it can feel really wrong. But we practice yoga enough and then we crave that natural order of our own posture, which allows us and empowers us to come back to the natural order of ourself and the natural order of things. Release, sweep up. Palms pull right to the heart. Tree pose. Bringing your foot low at first, right at the inner left ankle. Bring attention to your left knee and press it along with your thigh open. Notice if your hips want to go to the right. If they do, bring your hands to your hips, slowly steer yourself back. So the belly button's lined up. Any arm variation you want to do, either the palms stay at the heart, shoulders back, interlace your fingers, or wide open with the arms in a V. Very slowly, bring your bottom foot up a little higher up your leg. Then a little more. Then bring your arms shoulder level, actually lower. Hug your shoulder blades toward each other, hug in your core. Take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, and stretch your knuckles down toward the ground. And notice when you do that, the shoulders come down off the ledge. And then release. Big breath in, sweep up. Tree on the other side. So left foot. Shoulders are back. Notice if your hip starts to go. And notice if you need to bring your belly button back to center. Yep. There. Now both of you soften your front ribs down towards your belly button. Your bottom foot is your roots. Your bottom leg is your roots. Everything else lifts away from it. Take any arm variation you want, but bring the foot and up a little higher in the leg. Press the leg and the foot together, wherever they are. Bring your hands to your hips, exhale. Hug your elbows and arms toward one another behind you. And then take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. And feel everything's drawing down. Shoulder blades draw in. All this is coming down. Oh, wow. Wow. You just got reborn there. Release. That was really good. That was like a... Wow. Yeah. Feet right to the front edge of your mat. And then widen them apart. Bend your knees, please. And I'd like you to take your forearms to your front legs. And I'd like you to drop your hips. I'd like you to turn your toes of both feet out. And I'd like you to press your arms against your thighs and your knees. So knees, thighs, and hips are gently pressed back. And breathe. See if the hips drop a little more. Just a bit. Bring yourself up. Bring your hands to the floor in front of you. Walk your feet together. Lift up your feet. Slide your palms right underneath the feet. Make sure your feet are wide apart, Jim, so you have stability. And then pull the spine out of the low hips and fold forward. Knees can be bent. Inhale, pull the chest up and out. Soften into the legs. Inhale, do it again. Exhale, melt. We do that a couple times. We get a little bit more length each time, and then we just relax a little more. Hopefully. Let your head drop. Let your shoulders come away from your neck and your ears. Hug your core in. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your toes out again. This time, widen your feet even more, even if your feet come off the mat out to the sides. This time, your toes are turned out. I want you to press your right hand into your right knee. Turn your torso left and look left to the ceiling. As you sink your hips a little more, keep pressing that hip open with that leverage of the right hand. Come on back. Other side. So you bring your chest forward to center, lengthen the spine. Press that left leg open with your left hand. Drop your hips a little more. Breathe. Breathe in. Out. Back up. Bring your feet together. The front edge of your mat. Bend the knees, arms reach. Press your chest forward. Halfway up to plank. To low plank. Up facing. Downward facing. Warrior one, right foot. Rise up. Warrior two. Reverse. Back arm. Relax it on your back thigh. Triangle. Right leg. Straighten it. Get as much length as you can. And then open up to the left wall. The right hip presses toward the back heel. The tailbone drops toward the floor. And your right hand comes on the front leg. Your lungs are elevated. The shoulders are not compressed. Their shoulders press them back. That's it. Push through the floor with both feet. Feel the power of your feet and legs pull you right up to stand. All 10 toes face the left wall. Bend your knees. Turn the toes out again. Same action you just did. Right hand presses inside that right leg. Turn your torso left. Breathe out as you sink your hips a bit lower and back. You guys feeling that stretch? Okay, you stay right with it. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Other side. Keep pressing. Know that we're opening up areas that typically don't see the light of day, literally. And it can feel a little edgy at first to open up areas that have been really held tight and gripped in your physical body, in your mind, emotionally, internally. But you'll feel so much better after. So breathe in and let the light of day come back in. Okay, come on back up. Hands to hips. Press the hips and thighs forward. Lift your chest toward the ceiling and then fold back. In. Out breath. Fold halfway. Bring your consciousness to your tailbone again. Press it to the back wall. Then fold down the rest of the way. Grab your big toes or grab your outer shins. Inhale, pull up. Exhale, soften. Breathe in. Soften. Now be in the pose. Stay where it is. Stay with it. Stay with yourself. And keep breathing in and breathing out. Yes, through the inhales you get oxygen. Yes, that changes the quality of your focus and alertness. As you relax the nervous system, you might find that you're more attentive, more present in a calmer way. But as you keep drawing breath in, literally you're breathing in the light of day. That's consciousness, that's yoga. Bring your hands to your hips, come on up. Low back softening down. Right foot turns forward, back foot steps forward. Stretch all the way up, arms are reach, and you want to think, lift away from my hip points, inner thighs squeeze toward each other. Coming forward, halfway, pull the right hip back, and then just take your left hand to your right thigh. Pull your chest up, turn your chest toward the right wall, and breathe. Release, hands to the floor. Plank. In breath. Low plank. Take the out breath with you as you soften toward the floor. Up facing. Downward facing. Left foot stepping. Warrior 1. Warrior 2. Back arm rests on the back thigh. Left arm flips up, reverse. Left leg straightens. Left arm reaches, triangle. Make sure your bottom shoulder is coming down. And there's space. Wow. Space is good. Here next. Of course. Of course. You're an educator, of course. No one has to teach me nothing. I'll do it myself before she comes around. Squeeze your legs. Press your feet to the floor. Upper arm pulls you to stand. Turn so you're facing the right wall. All 10 toes. Now bring your tailbone to your focus. Shift it down. Bring your feet to your focus. Press them toward the side walls. Bring your legs and thighs to your focus. Activate them. Notice how the more activation you have in the legs, the more stability, yes? Doesn't that feel better for the spine? Yes, because the spine relies on the foundation below it. Bring your hands to your hips. And then slide them around to your low back. Press your hips and thighs forward. Exhale, fold halfway. As you fold halfway, stay conscious with me. Pull the spine out here. Then fold. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lift halfway again. Longer spine. Melt toward the floor, out breath. In breath, longer spine. Melt, out breath. If you just breathe out, the melting will happen for you. The relaxation will happen for you, the releasing. Now, can you drop your head in such a way in the forward fold? Can you rock your body weight forward toward the toe line a bit? And can you just think, I'm going to let something in my mid-back soften. So bring your focus to your mid-back. Plant those heels, Sam, so you have something to tell your doctor. Let your hamstrings lengthen just a bit toward the ceiling. The more you release tension in the back body, the more the flexibility comes along and increases for you. So there's no force. There's you breathing. There's you thinking about elongating the back of your legs toward the ceiling. It's like your hips are being picked up toward the ceiling, lifted, but it's not a lot. And you exhale right there. And as soon as you let yourself exhale there, and you allow your hamstrings to see more of the light of day, but not in a forceful way. The nervous system is being deeply worked on right now, by the way, as well as the back of the legs. Getting a chance for the head to get below the heart is very beneficial to the body. A lot of right side up comes from going upside down. It changes our perspective. It gives us a bigger one. So look around you. Look around at what's behind you. It's a wonderful way to come to yoga and just kind of pierce some of the clouds in our mind, our mood, our energy, and we get to see the light of day. And we leave yoga and we have just a brand new perspective on something that allows perhaps more ease. Bring your hands to your hips. Really good. Slowly exhale everything. And you rise up. Your left toes, your left whole foot turns to face the front. Your back foot steps up so the hips are square. Your hands are on the hips. Squeeze the elbows behind you. Sweep the arms up. Reach out. Feel your inner thighs hug toward each other. Just take left hand to left hip. Pull it back. Just rest your right hand on your left thigh. Twisting triangle. Feet are rooted to the floor. Soles of your feet. Spread them out. Thighs squeeze. Left hip peels back. Spine pulls gently forward. Roll open. Release. Hands to the ground. Plank. Yay! Low plank. Upward. Downward. Big breath in. Empty. Bring your knees on the next exhalation to the floor. To the floor. Bring yourself up, right, on your knees. You're going to take camel, so you're going to fold over your mat. You're going to grab the block really quickly. You're going to put it between your inner thighs. And you're going to think about what it is to squeeze the inner thighs and relax your glutes, which oftentimes aggravate the low back. Tight glutes aggravate the low back. Bring your hands to your low back. Lengthen the tailbone. Pressing the block with the inner thighs. And then pressing your hips and thighs to the front. Chest and spine lift. They elevate and then the arc. Breathe right here. Full circle, in and out. Arms wrap in just a little more so the chest says, ooh, I have even more light of day. In breath. Out breath, soften back. Release. Release the block for a moment. Bring your hips right to your feet. You can widen your feet and legs out more. And sit your hips back. And just bring your hands to your thighs. Chest is lifted, shoulders are back. And breathe. Breathe in. Let go. Bring yourself back to camel. Block with you. Activate the thighs and relax the glutes. The tailbone lengthening. Hips and thighs press forward. You want to make sure there's lower body stability. Then the spine feels safer to take a little back bend. Shoulders come down from the ears. If it helps, turn your fingers out to the side walls. You could turn your fingers out to the right and left walls so it could open up your shoulders a little more. Still lots of support though at your low back. Bring your hands in a little closer and really support you, but turn your fingers out a little bit like that. Just to get this to open. Yeah, feel that? Breathe. Out breath. 3 more breaths. Follow the cycle. Let the cycle complete. Exhale, come down. Good. Right onto your back. Right onto your back. Once you're on your back, feet hip width. Take the arms out to the sides. Legs go right. Torso, chin go left. Breath in, back up. Slow exhalation, the legs soften left. Everything else goes right. Shoulders, both of them on the floor. Breathe in. Open your mouth and just back up. Press your feet to the floor and lengthen your tailbone toward the front edge of your mat. Press your hips and thighs toward the ceiling. Keep lengthening your tailbone toward the front edge of your mat. You could interlace your fingers underneath your back. You can draw one shoulder head down from the ear. The other shoulder down from ear mountain. Press your feet to the floor. Squeeze your thighs like you have the block there, but relax your glutes. Chest, press it toward your chin, toward the parking lot. Hips and thighs press up and forward. Heart and chin press toward the parking lot. Release as you breathe out. Come down. Breath in. And just do this. Breath in. Hips and thighs up. Heart presses toward chin. Go for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. 10, 9, thighs squeezing. Again, back bends come from being stable and solid in the legs and feet. 7, 6. Can you press your heart towards your chin more? 5, 4, 3. Can you press everything that's on the floor further down to go up a little higher? 2. Exhale all the way. Breathe in. Breathe it out. Draw your knees to your chest. Long breath out as you squeeze in. Grab that block. Put it between the soles of the feet and your knees butterfly out to the sides. You're going to press that block with your feet like crazy. And all the time your feet are going to forget. So bring your mental focus, a la Christy Brinkley style, to your feet. Press your feet into the block. Feel how that goes into your legs, yes or no? Feel how that pulls you right into core. Push your feet to the block more. You're going to feel your core more. Let me know when you got that. Okay. Jim, you got it? Yeah, it is not easy. You're right. That's why you constantly want to keep awareness to, am I pressing the block? Lift up your head and shoulders right where you are, off the floor, and keep just pressing the block with the feet. 4 sides of the feet, press into them. And as soon as you do that, you activate like that, you're going to feel it like it's not funny, even though he's laughing. Release with the block. Release. Bring the block to the feet again. Press it again. Hands behind the head. Use your exhalations. Pull up. From the core, let the core pull you up. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Activate the heels. 5, 4, 3, 2. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. 1. Come down. Good. Take your right leg, cross it over your left. Take your right arm underneath your left arm. Eagle, but on your back. You'll appreciate this after that. Right leg over, just like eagle. Right arm's coming under, or right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right. Okay. Exhale everything you have. Full breath in. Pull up. Elbows to knees. Knees hug toward elbows. Go. Core pulls you, though. Go ahead. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees to your chest for a second. Left leg crosses completely over the right, just like you would eagle. Left arm comes under, or left hand to right shoulder, right hand to left. Now, pick your bottom foot up off the floor. Now, when you squeeze out the breath, you squeeze knees toward elbows, elbows toward knees, okay? Here you go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, knees to elbows, elbows to knees. 2, knees to elbows, lift up higher. Release. Take the block, put it between your feet. Press your feet into the block. Knees are out to the sides. Lift your feet up off the floor. Bring your hands alongside your hips. And as your hands are alongside the hips, the hands face the front of the room like a stop gesture, but we're not going to stop. Lift your head up off the floor, shoulders off the floor. You're going to pulse up and back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, come up a little higher, 2, hold it, 1, release. Please bring your legs straight up in the air without the block. And as your legs come right up, hands underneath your bum. Palm faces down, both hands. You're going to lower your legs down a third. You can keep a bend in your knees if it bothers your low back or pulls on it at all. Lower down a third more. Then take your legs 2 inches above the floor. Toes pull back towards your face. Inhale, legs high. Take your heels together, toes out. Like Charlie Chaplin, your feet. Bring your legs together though, Sam. And then lower a third. A third. 2 inches. Use your core to pull the legs up. Lower a third. A third. 2 inches. Pull up. Knees to chest. Out breath. You can squeeze in. You're home free. Rock side to side. Bring yourself into dead bug. The feet line up over your ankles, knees, everything. Ankles, knees, they line up. Feet face the ceiling. Legs open out as wide as possible. Knees are very bent. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you're drawing your legs down. So your hands can be on the back of your thighs or outside your knees or outside your lower leg or outside your feet. Think of your tailbone lengthening, just a tiny movement toward the front of the room. Feel your chin press towards your chest so you get a little bit of length. Tiny movement in the neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Rock side to side. Bringing your knees to your chest. Roll to the right and come up onto all fours. And while you're on all fours, so come onto all fours. Drop your belly, let your chest and tailbone spread a little apart. Look up. Out breath, chest toward thighs. Nose toward navel. Drop your belly. Exhale, really press your spine in toward the ceiling. Tailbone, lengthen it towards your feet. Drop your belly, in breath. Out breath, round. Bring yourself onto your seat now. And on your seat, have your feet hip-width apart. Hands underneath your shoulders. If your shoulders want some more opening, turn your fingers out to the sides. Press your feet to the floor. Lift your hips up a bit. Lengthen your tailbone toward the front edge of the room, front edge of your mat. And press your thighs and hips up, heart up. Head can go back. We did all that ab work, so you want to lengthen the abs, not just strengthen and therefore shorten them. Okay, bring your seat to the floor. You're going to take your right foot over your left. You're not going to dump into your low back. You're pushing your hips to the floor, and you're going to lift your spine to up. You're going to walk your hands forward from behind you. You're going to flex the top foot, toes toward the shin. You're going to press your chest toward your front shin. Shoulders back. The more you walk toward and the more you press the chest forward, you should feel this more in that, across that right buttock. Can you walk your hands in a little more, Sam? No? Not easily? Okay. Are you getting the stretch through the right hip? Okay. Yeah, because you have your left leg crossed. Yeah. Pull the toes back. Slide the knee back a little bit toward the... So, slide your foot back a little more so it's your ankle's on the thigh. Drop your chin down. Close your eyes. Take your breath right to your right or left leg. Please switch. But in between the switch, can you do a tabletop again? And you can just press. Chest lengthening toward chin. Hips lengthening toward the knees. That's how you iron out the abs and then come down. I'll show it to you from this side. So cross. Make sure that ankle is sitting right on that thigh. Pull the toes back. Press your chest forward. Hips root down into the ground. Spine lengthens. Breath out. Every exhalation, you want to hand over, surrender them. You'll retrieve just a little more suppleness. It's not an overnight process. But you always leave feeling tremendously relieved. When you stay in a pose a little longer, there's a tendency to get more intense sensation because you're going underneath the surface, getting into some of the deeper muscles. So you can feel a really authentic relief afterwards. Release. Both feet hip width apart. Draw your core in. Grab the backs of your thighs. One vertebrae at a time. Keep drawing the belly in. One vertebrae at a time. You uncurl yourself all the way back down onto the floor. You bring your focus into your shoulder blades. You make sure the shoulder blades get to spread out on the floor underneath you. You have your feet hip width apart. Now please lift your hips about an inch or so off the floor and lengthen your low back toward the front edge of your mat. From here you can take your feet really wide and you can just bring the knees to center for a neutral spine. Or you can take Shavasana, legs out on the floor. You want to make sure the shoulders and the hips, pelvis, has a chance to get space across the floor. so that you can relax even more. Which is the whole point of Shavasana anyway. If you feel you need to move anything, let your head roll very slowly from one shoulder to the other. Palms are facing the ceiling. It keeps the lungs open and elevated. Press your chin towards your chest a little bit. So it's as if your neck can flatten into the floor and receive just a little more length. towards your chest. Easy exhalation, long exhalation, slow exhalation. When everything is squeezed out, roll all the way to the right. Bring yourself to seated. Palms together. Take in a breath. Breathe it out independently. Forehead and thumb tips meet. Thumb tips and heart press together. As you are offered more breathing room inside yourself, there's space in mind and emotion made too. Your relaxed nature comes back up to the surface, along with alertness. And as you find that freedom for you, everyone around you gets to feel a little more liberated today, even if they don't understand why. But as you relax more, you allow others a space to find that. So that everybody has freedom. Happy Independence Weekend. Namaste. You're welcome. You're welcome for all the ab work, too. Your spine appreciates it. And Sam, I'm very proud of you. You've been getting up at the light of day to come to yoga. They all what? They all what?
They went to Google.
Yeah?
And please Google what is the EU. This was after they voted. It's good to know that we're not the only ones. Yes, really.